A very good afternoon, folks. Just testing my voice. Can you guys hear me? Hope you guys can actually hear me very, very well, because why? We are now back with another session of ACTnow Hot Issue. What's for lunch? And today is our beloved day, our most favorite day of the week, because it's Friday. I say it's Friday. It is Friday, folks. Friday is the day that normally you would definitely make your plans for your weekends. You want to just, look forward to that time where you can just wind down, you can just relax. You boleh tenangkan diri you. You boleh lupakan segala apa yang berlaku kat luar sana, walaupun cases tiap-tiap hari sekarang dah 30,000, mak ai. Sabar. Okay, but whatever it is, we do want to always remind you guys to always make sure you guys follow all the SOPs, because right now is the Omicron time, benci tol. So make sure you guys wear your mask when you guys are going out. Make sure you guys avoid crowded places, and make sure you guys, do the RTK test at home. It is cheap. It's only 5-6 ringgit, and do it, just a bit of a peace of mind. And also don't forget for you guys to download the ACTnow mobile community app on the Google Play Store as well as the Apple App Store, because of the magicalness and the wonders of this particular app that can bring you joy and that can bring you prosperity. And that shows that you are a very concerned citizen. One person I know that who always goes out, before he goes out, he always spit in that tube thing and make sure that he comes up negative, is none other than a Melvin alum. Hey Melvin, what is up?
What's up? I'm a bit shaken.
Oh yeah, betul kan? Bagi tadi punya cerita.
Two things. Because of the numbers, it's past 30,000. Remember, beginning of the month, I challenged our DG, not Hisham. He said end of March. I said end of February. You recall that? So I got it right, and I'm a bit shaken because of that. And I'm shaken because physically we were hit by the tumor that happens about 3 hours ago.
Yeah, it happened at about 9:39 a.m. local Malaysian time. If you guys don't know that, 6.3 on the Richter scale, 6, around there. And that actually hit Indonesia. We in Malaysia also felt the tremors down here. Even it was reported that my colleagues down in Wisma Bernama, they had to empty the building because they were actually, experiencing a bit of the shake there, which is, tengok. Malaysia
my parents posted a picture from KLCC. Everyone was down at the building, and her house in Tropicana. She was doing her prayers, and then the vase on the table was shaking.
So maybe her what she was wishing for actually, was about to come true. Hence why God was telling her in a very mysterious way. Okay, not to poke fun. Obviously, I was not making fun of that. It was just tongue in cheek. It was jangan marah netizen. You also marah kan benda ni kan.
Yeah, but we will be cheered up because we have a lovely lady as our guest today.
Exactly. That's why. That's actually Melvin's way to actually shut me up and proceed with the show today, because why? We have a very, very special guest that we have brought down just for you guys on our show today. She is an author. She is an entrepreneur. She is a motivational speaker. She is all around a great lady out there. Just to give you guys a bit of an introduction, she is an author. Because she's actually wrote this book on with the title of Born to Smile. You can see her face, very nice, very lovely. Why my one got sparkly there, but your one don't have?
I don't
Different,
know what you done with the cover.
you see, mine is special because I've been given this book with love and with the utmost yalah, orang kata rasa sayang lah kot. So basically, let's not waste more time. Let us bring our guests onto the show. Ladies and gents, fellow viewers, para penonton sekalian, dipersilakan Datin Nora Abu Hassan. Assalamualaikum Datin Nora. Hi.
Hi, Datin.
Waalaikumsalam. Hi,
Oh,
hi, Nino.
Welcome to
How
our
are you?
lovely show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Really
All right.
appreciate this wonderful invitation and being on your spectacular show.
Wow,
Alright.
okay. Bukan selalu kita dapat spectacular ni daripada orang ramai, but the fact that Datin Nora gave us that, so we definitely owe you, Datin, a couple of coffee lah. Basically, you claim dekat Melvin, jangan claim dekat I, claim dekat Melvin. All right, so let's just do a bit of an ice breaking a bit. So, Datin Nora, how are you doing lately? How are you? Been in regards of with the current situation and whatever that's happening with the world right now. I believe that you're doing fine. You're doing well.
Well, I'm trying to, keep myself busy and positive and doing the things that I love. As you can see, people do invite me on talk show and I go on talk show. I also have my own bi-weekly talk show, which is called Smile with Nora, which I invite the cleft community all around the world, the children, the adults, the plastic surgeons, the speech therapists, the parents who talk about their experiences. It's all, pertaining to the community of the cleft to speak. So, I'm keeping myself busy and hopefully just trying to stay positive. And like you said, weekends, I hang out with my family, my chuchu, my anak, my friends. Just do what I love. Basically to unwind and chill.
Definitely a crowd which is is very good, not just for the mind but also for the soul as well. Yalah, bila kita dikelilingi oleh orang yang disayangi, when you have that love around you, it helps to detach yourself from the outside world or whatever things that's happening outside, and gives you that calmness, give you that motivation to actually push yourself forward and do so much better things. Okay, let's just jump into your book. I do want to talk about your book here, the Born to Smile by Datin Nora Abu Hassan. Live, love, and accepting my cleft lip and palate. I believe, this is actually a journey. You actually share your journey when you were a child, growing up, how it was previously, by having this particular this situation that you actually had, and finally coming up with a book and telling it to the world. My question to you is, kenapa lambat sangat keluar? 2019 baru you tulis buku ni. Why did it take you such a long time to actually come up with this masterpiece? Datin Nora, share with us.
There is an excellent question, actually, Mio. Thank you for asking me that. If people were to pick up the book, I said very candidly, very authentically, and I was very real to who I was. I said I had an issue with accepting my birth destiny, which is being born with a cleft lip and palate. So it took me a while to to seek for the meaning of life, or to seek my own acceptance of what Allah has given me. So that's why the book baru keluar. When
Okay.
it hit the market in October 19, actually. So we put it into at MPH, Kinokuniya, Borders, Popular, and Times. And then I was actually doing a lot of book signing. I managed to go to Borders, Popular, and Times. And then COVID hit and we were all in lockdown and the books were all over the bookstores.
Okay, Melvin.
Okay. I tell you the truth, I know Datin for quite some time, but I never realized she was born with such so-called the curve and the play. I never reckon in my mind that she has experienced such since birth. So, and we actually lost contact, rather MIA, for more than 10 years. And I think thanks to Facebook, I actually browse and say the Facebook, okay, probably this person. Say, oh, that's Datin Nora. That's why I think about a month ago, I said, "Is that you, Datin?" And that's how we really connected. But never
That's
in
it.
my life that
Mm.
you seems to me that you have been suffer.
Mm.
You look so perfect. You speak so perfect
Mm.
to
Well,
me.
Melvin,
So
in the book, I went for 8 to 10 multiple surgeries, and also,
mm,
I went for intensive speech therapy for 1, 2.5 years when I was about
mm,
7 to 9, 7.5 to 9
mm,
years old. So I've gone through the grind, so
okay.
to speak. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But I
So
think
so
it's
touching. Yeah, sorry, Marvin. Go on.
I think it's something that that give hope to
Mm.
others.
Mm.
I like it because you look so perfect. You know.
Ooh. I rasa Melvin pun nak coffee juga daripada you, Datin Nora.
Coffee.
So
Oh, yeah, I'm
katakan.
gonna having this after this show. Yes.
Boleh, boleh, insyaAllah.
Oh, okay, coming back to the matter at hand, yeah, because you said that you were born with a cleft lip as well as palate, when you were a child growing up. Again, looking at how Malaysia is, I remember when I was younger as well. It was, I mean, like even nowadays, like people unfortunately sometimes are mean. People tend to point out to abnormalities. They would poke fun of it. They would make fun of it. They would laugh at it, regardless of whatever abnormalities that you may have. Cleft lip, ke, mata juling, ke, ataupun whatever it is. And it's definitely been tough for you. I can't imagine at all what it was like for you to be in that predicament, to be in that environment where perhaps you were teased at, perhaps kids being kids, they would say such things about you. Tell us about that experience growing up in Malaysia and Australia, where you had to endure all these things before you actually gotten yourself the corrective surgery later on, Datin.
Yeah. So the question was, how did I feel? Or
Yeah,
what was the question?
yeah. How did you feel? I mean,
It
like, how
was,
how was it like for you?
well, okay, it was actually a tough journey. Okay, I knew that I was born different, i.e., with the cleft lip and palate when I started going to school. This is from birth. People ask me how, when I go for interviews, I don't tanya, how did you get your cleft lip and palate? They don't understand. It's a birth situation.
Mm,
You're born with the cleft lip and palate. You don't get it, all right? So
mm,
it is a condition, so to speak, which have a split on your upper lip, and mine was a complete cleft palate. Also, we have to understand that there are different variations of cleft lip and palate. One is a cleft lip only, cleft palate only, unilateral cleft lip and palate, which I was born with, and a bilateral cleft lip and palate, which you have to split on your upper lip and in your palate. And even palate, a cleft, you also have a complete or incomplete. Kalau incomplete, halfway lah, as you all know kan.
mhm,
Kalau complete tu semua. Jadi Nora Abu Hassan was born with the complete cleft lip and palate. So to answer you, it was a very tough childhood. I knew about it,
mhm,
as I said earlier on, when I went to school, when peers around me started to call names, unpleasant names, and it was actually a very I would say difficult journey for a young child, having to go through these life experiences at a very tender age. We were all we're all like in Malaysia. We start going to school at 7 years old, and then during that time, pula my late father, decided to put me in sekolah agama dan sekolah kebangsaan. So depending on the semester, sometimes I would go to agama school in the morning and kebangsaan afternoon, or vice versa. So I would be kata mocked at or called names
mhm.
at two environments. So it was pretty tough, I can tell you that, admittedly.
Mm. Okay. And
Yes.
and can we easily blame the Malaysian culture because of this? Because again, I mean, we do have a very well, I mean, like, interesting culture to say the least. Kadang-kadang yalah bila benda tu terlalu best, orang angkat-angkat kita. Tapi kalau benda-benda tu ada kelainan sikit, we tend to become the butt of a joke and whatnot. So is culture part of it? You think why this happens, especially amongst us Malaysians, Latin?
Okay, that's again a very interesting question. Yes, when
Mm,
I decided to do Smile with Nora, like I said, which comes in bi-weekly, I started to invite the cleft community from throughout the world. So I've spoken to the Americans, I've spoken to the Bruneians, and we're trying to get other countries to come in. And because I wanted to hear their story, I wanted to hear their experiences. And it is surprisingly, even in those countries, they were also being called names. They were also being mocked. They were also being bullied. But yes, in the book, I did write that when I went to the UK at the age of about 7.5, because my father did his masters and he brought the whole family and all that. And when I was in the UK, I did not get called names. That was what happened. So maybe people ask me why. Maybe perhaps the other culture, they're more open with their children about differences, about inclusivity. The communication is more open, whereas Asians family, they tend to be a little bit restricted when it comes to things which are unpleasant. I'm not talking about cleverness and palate only. I'm talking about whatever happening in the family. I do not know, but if you agree with me that Asians tend to be a little bit closed up, when it comes to open communication. They rather maybe wipe it under the carpet. But I think parents now, I'm a mother, I try to be as open as I can to my children about it. In fact, when I spoke to my children, I told them, you know what, there is no exact causes of cleverness and palate, but genetic plays a role. Okay, that doesn't mean if you have a CLP in your genes, your children or your children will get CLP, but it doesn't mean it's not either. So I speak to my children about it because both my kids are wives, and they are one of them is a mother, and I say to them that CLP is a genetic thing, and kalau anak you ada CLP, you have to be prepared for it. So we are very open about it now, and they say, Mom, if we have our kids having CLP, we will know how to deal with it. We'll know how to handle with it. Yeah. So question
Navin?
is, maybe perhaps Asian culture may not be so open with their children, but I think we are changing as we are speaking now. Hopefully.
Correct.
Hopefully.
I guess it all starts in the family. I mean, respecting. You teach your children to respect each other. I mean, you're starting with your schoolmates. Don't call them by names. I mean, I think Mio, I think you experienced it in the school days too.
Oh yeah, every day, even now. No. I mean, no, not to make jokes about it. Yeah, I do experience. I did experience that when I was a kid. Back in primary school, my personal experience is that, again, the fact that my name is Mio, I've been called Meow ever since I was born. I mean, like, a lot of my friends. I mean, again, it's a joke. We get it. We understand it. It came to a point where I didn't want to say anything else. I was just like, okay, I'll just acknowledge it. And okay, fine. Call me Meow. It's fine. I'm all right. It's okay.
Luckily,
Because
they
dia
didn't call
macam
you
dah
Lang Zai,
tepu dah, Nora, tau.
I was called Lang Zai, so it's okay. I took it very.
Wah, you tak nak kalah lah, you, Melvin. You memang tak nak
But
kalah.
I think it's home culture. I mean, so you have to teach your children not to laugh at each other's. That's why I do like English manner, English culture. When you see each other, they ask you, they wish you good day, even though it's a bad day, kind of things. But I think we should start from teaching in the family, and it's quite hurtful. I mean, if you see something among the kids calling each other names, fancy name, associate you with animals, or say that you are fat and ugly duckling. So it was the child that receiving might have a very black, so-called negative impact on his or her growth to adulthood.
Exactly.
So I think this book is definitely very motivating. I've been enjoying reading it.
Thank you so much.
It's definitely something that you need to have by your nightstand. I mean, just pick it up. If you can't finish it one whole go, I mean, just a chapter a night would definitely give you another person's perspective of what what one person had to endure and what one person had to experience growing up with such deformities, and how that person was able to overcome it, like what Datin Nora actually overcame all of it. But coming back to your childhood, Datin Nora, I just wanted to ask you again. Tadi kan kita dah cerita tentang culture. kalau kita kena tease, kita kena ejek, kita kena kutuk, especially when we were kids. How did it feel for you when you were a child? Bila you pergi sekolah agama, you pergi sekolah kebangsaan, you diejek, you were called names because of the deformity that you actually had. How did that make you feel, and how did you overcome it? Did you just tutup sebelah telinga je and didn't mind about it? What did you actually do when people started calling you names dulu, Datin?
Okay. As a young child, like I said earlier on, it made me feel angry. It made me feel sad, worthless. I was depressed, and there were moments that I would tell my mother about it. But like I said earlier on, remember Asian parents, they don't really want to talk about something which is very unpleasant. So only when I said to her that, Mom, I tak nak pergi sekolah because I don't feel good about it when I go to school, people start calling me names, and I know it to be true because I would go back in the mirror and look at my face. Remember the surgeries with a person born with a cleft lip and palate, it is multiple. Okay, it is not only sekali sahaja. So you have the repair work in your early years, and then you do your revision or refinement work only after 16 and above, because the plastic surgeons will only refine. That means you have the lip augmentation, your scar revision, i.e. your rhinoplasty at the age of 16 and 17 and above, because the face stops growing. So from 7 to 17, you will still have a semi, you punya mulut masih tak refine hidung. And even now, I admittedly can say to the viewers out there, if I do not put a cover stick on my upper lip, you can still see the scar. Okay, so I have to use a cover stick, but I don't mind admitting it. So at that moment of time, I would feel very low, very worthless, and like I said, bila tak nak pergi sekolah, then my mother would have to go to the schools to meet the principals and tell the principal or headmistress that Nora do not want to go to school, because she's been teased. And then the principal would tell the children, but then it happens again. Kids being teased, they forget, what have been told to them, that do not tease Nora, and next week it's going to happen again, and then it's going to happen again. Yeah.
Do you by any chance still in contact with those people that tease you?
Yes, I actually went to a reunion once. I wrote in the book, and then I said to her, because this particular person actually teased me in front of her other friends, and we were actually classmates, and she said something very hurtful. Okay, that was before my rhinoplasty. I actually went to put my hair and change my glasses as I was going back to the car, and then she shouted out loud in front of a gang to say that rambut boleh tukar, cermin mata boleh tukar, tapi mulut dengan hidung tak boleh tukar. And oh my goodness me, I felt, oh my God, if there was a hole in front of me, I would have just go into the hole and just hide. And I met her at the class reunion a couple of years ago, and she just laughed and said, oh really, I pun tak ingat. I ingat though. I ingat.
Selalunya kalau situasi macam ni, Datin, pemberi tu memang dia takkan ingat. Yang penerima tu yang akan rasa sampai ke sudah sebenarnya. I mean, like, again, kids, we always hear that. Kids are always kids. Budak-budak macam tu lah perangai diorang macam tu. Tapi itulah, that's the one thing that we are trying to change right now in a society where we should not go back to, macam pepatah mengatakan, betulkan yang biasa, biasakan yang betul. So basically, you want to correct all the things, even though that is something used to, but you still want to correct it because it's actually wrong. So that's what we as society right now, as I believe in, we're trying to move forward through that daily to make sure that our society at least kadang-kadang, yelah, orang Melayu ni kadang-kadang dia memang macam tu, Datin Nora, dia memang jahat sikit tau. I mean, I'm not afraid to say it. I kena dulu, I mangsa bully dulu sampai I kena bully orang untuk stop orang bully I. No, that's not true. That's not true actually. But yeah, I mean, like, okay, coming back to this, I'm quite interested because in your book as well, Datin Nora, you have actually mentioned that your own mother didn't actually have that many photos of you when you were a baby. Was it because of the CLP? That's why she didn't want to have memories imprinted back then, ataupun yelah, of other reasons. Why do you think that happened?
Yeah. That's an excellent question, actually. When I decided to write the book, of course, I wanted to put in my pictures, my baby photos, yeah,
Mm,
especially before any surgeries, betul tak?
yeah.
Because as you know, a child that is not being repaired, there is a split of, it's very obvious on the lid, in the nose, and all that. And she said, I don't have any photos of you before the surgeries. I started my first surgery at 3 months old, where I had to go for my first repair of my lip. And she said, no, I did not take any photos of you.
Mm, yeah. Why do you think that is?
Yeah. Upon hindsight, maybe she had her reasons. Maybe she doesn't want to be reminded, Maybe at that point of time, she herself could not accept. But after having said that, right now, I belong to a Facebook Cleverly and Palette social group, the Malaysian Facebook group. And the mothers now, I see a lot of mothers now are very positive. They're showing the children of the pictures of the babies before the surgery and after the surgery. Even the adults are showing their pictures before the surgery and after the surgery. But I don't have any pictures of me before the surgery. So I think society is changing. People are more accepting, and there are amazing clefties out there worldwide, may I add. Like I say, I've interviewed people from the States and all that, and kudos to all of you. You guys are amazing. I am so proud of all of you.
Yes,
Really,
that's
I'm
true.
so proud.
Like in your backdrop, there's two lovely babies there. One little girl smiling away. So yeah, society changed. I mean, for the good. I think those days was people look at you differently. When you have to say, oh, your child is born with such a CLP and all this thing. I think now
Mm.
people are more positive because I think everyone knows there's always a hope. There's always that medical is so advanced now. You can go medical surgery and to correct. You have speech therapies, so make the child to be a perfect person.
Inshallah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the hope and dream, and that's the motivation, and something that we hold dearly to make sure. Yelah, mak bapak mana yang tak nak anak dia have a normal childhood at the end of the day, because that's what all parents want that. I'm a father of two children over here. I do want to give them the best of the world, in whatever shape or form that I can actually provide them. But coming back to the CLP, as what you have experienced when you were a child, it definitely, as you mentioned yourself, it may have been difficult for your parents to actually go through that, especially having to endure such challenges when you were a baby. They had to go through. So now the fact that you are a parent yourself, you're a grandparent for that matter, what would your advice be to parents out there who may have a baby who are born with a CLP? What kind of advice, or should I say words, can you actually share with them?
You know what? First and foremost, I would say, do not blame yourselves. Mothers, parents, do not blame yourself. Ini adalah semua takdir ilahi.
Mm.
Okay? I think one of the reasons why my mother maybe had issues with acceptance, because there were a lot of people around her that said to you, you are the cause of it. It is nobody's fault. Allah nak bagi. Not only with CLP, Mio and Malvin,
Mm.
anything, your child born with autism, child Down syndrome, whatever it is, do not blame yourself. Okay, and love your child unconditionally. Terimalah ini sebagai anugerah yang paling terindah. Please.
Mm.
Okay. I'm not only talking about CLP, I'm talking about any differences. But CLP is, mothers out there, parents out there, fathers listening, it is a treatable condition. You have,
Mhm.
it is not going to be an easy journey. It is going to be a journey, admittedly, but seek the professional advice, i.e. the plastic surgeons, the orthodontists, the speech therapists, etc., etc. Seek their expert opinion. There are a lot of amazing doctors out there who can help your children through their journey of
Mhm.
treating the cleft lip and palate. I'm only talking about the cleft lip and palate here, okay?
Yep.
So, jangan salahkan diri anda.
And the best part is, Datin Nora, I think I may add here, because like you said, you are actually now a part of a community of CLP where there's a lot of support system out there, a lot of people who have gone through as what you have gone through yourself. There's a lot of sharing that can be done. There's a lot of tips and tricks, as well as kind words that one person can actually learn from. And being part of this community would definitely help you to make yourself better, to actually at least gear you up better lah untuk bersiap sedia, should things go the way that they're not supposed to. At least you have that support system on your side. I want to touch on one thing before I pass another question to Melvin. You mentioned it yourself, Datin, that you have gone through 12 procedures. 12 procedure from as young as 3 months old until you are as beautiful as you are right now. Not saying that you weren't beautiful before. You have always been beautiful. So obviously, kena sebut tu juga. But yeah, what I wanted to highlight here is that there must be cases where patients just give up. 12 procedures are not little. That's not a small amount. That's quite of a big amount. Do patients give up? I mean, it's definitely a test of their own courage and patience, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, well, the decision is theirs again. Like I said, I've interviewed, adults having bilateral cleft lip palate where they have two speed, and they've actually gone for 20 over surgeries. That's mind blowing, to be honest with you. But they wanted, they are strong people. They're very determined and they're very focused. So they went ahead and did. Of course, again, the decision to wanting to go further revision or whatever is entirely up to you. I'm not here to tell you should, but you already know what you want. You already know what you're comfortable in. Then, if you want to, we have facilities. You can for the adults that have only gone for the repair and wanted to go for further revision. The government hospitals do provide assistance. All you have to do is just walking into any clinic kesihatan and get a letter of referral from the medical officer, and then even the medical officer can make an appointment to the teaching hospitals or government hospitals, USM, UKM, GH, and many more out there in Malaysia to make an appointment for you to refer to the plastic surgeon. So there is access in Malaysia. And of course, I want to mention Ronald McDonald House of Charities. I'm a program partner, Ronald McDonald House of Charities. We actually give funding, or give or smile, give funding to the B40 community having children with CLP. So download the application form and then fill in your application form. Ronald McDonald House of Charities, give or smile will vet through, and inshallah you will get the financial support of your babies from the age of small babies sampai 18 tahun. Well, Ronald McDonald will sponsor the plastic surgeons visitation, the orthodontist, speech therapists, and you name it. So please download the form. And if you know anybody who is needing financial assistance, please put the word around. You can even can I just quickly mention the hotline, or Ronald McDonald Home of Charities hotline, 012-365-7324. Again, 012-365-7324. Please call Ronald McDonald's hotline if you know anybody needing financial assistance for the treatment of the children with CLP. Okay.
Okay. Janganlah you telefon nombor tu kalau you nak order McDonald's sendiri. Okay. Those are not the hotlines for you to order your meal. Those are if you require actually help, in regards of getting funding and whatnot. Speaking about funding, sorry, before I go to Melvin, a question that has been posed by one of our viewers, Nick. Does government actually subsidize CLP surgeries? Do you know about this, Datin Nora?
Yes, they do.
All right.
Of course, I'm going to mention here that the people or the family who are able to go to the private hospitals will go to the private hospitals. Betul? You know that, right? But for those yang tak boleh berupaya pergi kepada private hospitals, the government does subsidize, and all hospitals, teaching hospitals, government hospitals do have their own kebajikan department. In fact, in my show, I've invited a couple of plastic surgeons from the teaching hospitals, and they said, Nora, please say out loud that money is not an issue if you have a CLP. go to any Kementerian Kesihatan clinic again, get a referral letter, and then seek an appointment with your plastic surgeon at the teaching hospitals and the government hospital. Yes, government does subsidize. to answer.
Nice.
Okay.
Lovely. Alvin?
Oh, that's a good piece of information because not every day we come across, CLP cases. But I think this is something that, as Datin Nora had given you the handphone. Is it a handphone number? I
It's
believe.
a general line number. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, for McDonald's, and of course, the questions that I hope the parents themselves do not give up on their children. Because that's a lengthy process. From surgeries, speech therapies, surgeons, and all these things. So don't give it halfway because of you feel tired. You have to, most important, motivate your child too. The child is he's the one, he or she will go through all this process of going in and out of our hospitals, having therapies, speeches, and all this. Make sure do not laugh at them. Make sure no one laugh at them. You make sure that everyone motivate them, give them a pat on the shoulder. Yes, you have done great today. You speak well today. So I think it's good. I think today I learned something. I think I thought there's limited resources, but I know now I see that there's a lot of people outreach. You can reach up to them. They are all willing to help for those unfortunate one with CLP. Right.
Yes. Datin, you wanted to say something? Silakan.
Yes, thank you, Melvin. And may I also add there is a lot of support group out there. There is a Facebook, Clap and Palette Malaysia Facebook. Look up for us. If you're having, you want support, you're not alone. You're not alone facing this problem or this journey. We are in it together as a community. Please look up for us. We also have chat groups. I belong to a Clap Adopt chat group. If you are an adult, you want support, you want motivational, come to us. You can call me, you can PM me. We put you in a chat group. We have chat group for mothers as well. Smile Always by Leah, Kasim, and Zen. They're amazing adults. They're amazing Clapty. They actually created the chat group for the mothers. Okay, so please, you are not alone. You're not alone in this journey. We are with you. We are with you.
Exactly. You're never alone in this one. One of our viewers as well, Fauzi, has actually mentioned right on your test of own courage and the patience that Nora got through it with flying colors. And Melvin, I have to say this one thing before we actually move on, sebelum kita tukar gear sikit. I rasa I sangat-sangat ke belakang sangat because I believe that Nora has actually outstepped me in becoming so high-spirited, sangat bersemangat, sangat bersuara besar bila cerita. I rasa I macam kecil sangat sekarang bila duduk dengan Datin Nora ni. But it's okay. I'm loving it. I'm loving the motivation. I'm loving exactly. No, I kalah. I bendera putih terus. But I'm loving the spirit. I'm loving the motivation. I'm loving the orang kata apa semangat yang Datin Nora bawakan. It's about apa? Because I mean like I can only imagine being in your shoes and having to go through this before and having to motivate others as well. You always have to keep yourself high energetic with great values and bring happiness to people. Hence why born to smile. Memang kita dilahirkan untuk senyum. That's what we want to do. And Datin Nora obviously brings this so obviously and so so visibly as well. Changing gears, Datin. Sekarang ni we wanna change gears sikit daripada CLP and the great things that you are actually doing with the foundations that's attached to it. Let's talk about other things, social activities. What other things that are keeping you busy nowadays that is fulfilling your dream and life right now? Datin, share with us.
Social activities, okay. Actually, I was a former Kiwanian from the age block from the year of 2002 up to 015. That's 13 years in Kiwanis, and then I took aside my time and I wanted to focus on Born to Smile. So currently, yes, I am a program partner around the Madonna House of Charities. We create awareness for Give or Smile, and I have a bi-weekly show which is called, again, I said earlier on, Smile with Nora, where I invite the community or the collectives from all over the world, and that's basically it.
Macam sikit je kan, dia cerita tu macam ada satu benda je. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of things that you're doing, and you're doing it very, very well, and very, I mean, like, obviously you're very dedicated at doing this as well. We are almost running out of time here, but again, Nick is asking, thank you, Datin. Where can we get your book? You have mentioned it before, share with us again, where can our audiences get your book? Online, offline, on the shelves, off the shelf, kat mana?
Okay, currently it's in Shopee. You can get it online from Shopee. And if you're into, because dekat kedai 1 year contract dah habis, okay, so it was initially on MPH, it was at the MPH bookstores actually for a year, and then we took it out. So now it's online Shopee. And if you're you love reading your book from your iPad, iPhone, you can actually even get Born to Smile on an ebook format. We have collaborated with ACTnow. We have formatted the book into an ebook, which is actually available worldwide. Yeah, ACTnow.com.
Lovely,
Okay,
lovely.
good.
Melvin?
Yeah, that's why, Datin, when are you coming up with the second one?
Yeah, exactly. 2019 dah 3 tahun dah, Datin. You should come up with one more soon, right?
Melvin, you want to give me the next plot?
Co-authored by Melvin Lam, tak pasal-pasal kan? Okay, yeah, it's definitely in the works, and we do hope that with you, Datin Nora, that all of the greatness will come more from you, your inspiration of sharing yourself, your journey, and whatever it is that you do with the people. Before we let you go, one last bit that we want to leave for you. What would you like to share with our audiences, with our fellow viewers? Your apa kata-kata semangat and everything else. Share with us, please, Datin.
All right. If it's all right with you, I would like
Dia
to
buka buku dia.
read. I would like to read a paragraph from my epilogue, which is my favorite chapter. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Is it all right with you? Just a paragraph.
Silakan.
Okay. Find your peace. It is part of knowing yourself. Work at it because it does not come like magic. Don't be afraid to change, and don't be afraid to take the steps to change. Be the one who defines you, even when the whole world wants to do that for you. That's my last
Macam
one.
sastrawan. Wow. Ooh, shivers. I'm having goosebumps just listening to that. Yeah, it is very, very informative. Thank you so much, Datin Nora, for coming down to the show. It has been very, very educational, to say the least. Melvin, what do you want to say to Datin Nora? I know you want to say for 40 minutes. I only give you 30 seconds. Go.
Okay, thank you, Datin Nora, and I do hope to see you in our show again on other issues, because you bring such good vibes to us. Semangat, all these things. I think that's what we need now. A positive attitude. So thank you again, and we hope to see you very, very soon. And do spread the good words of ACTnow to your friends.
Dia nak promo tu juga, Datin Nora. So maafkanlah dia.
Commercial
Dia suka,
time.
dia suka cross promo lah kan. Standard lah tu. But again, once again, Datin Nora, thank you so much. Terima kasih banyak kerana sudi meluangkan masa bersama-sama dengan kami dalam rancangan ACTnow Hot Issue What's for Lunch ini. And we do hope that everyone who has been watching since the beginning be inspired with what you have done as well. And go get her book. Go get her book. If you can't get it physically, you can always download the e-book version. If you want to know more, you can contact Datin Nora personally on her Facebook page, on her Instagram page. She's very easy to find, actually. If not, she will find you. That's how she found you. She'll hunt you down. Thank you so much, Datin, and hope you have a great weekend ahead, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you for coming down. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Junior, Melvin. It has been a pleasure. I enjoyed every minute, every second of it. And you guys keep rocking, keep being awesome, and you are amazing. Thank you so much. I feel very humbled.
Thank you so much. We see you soon, Datin. Assalamualaikum. Thank you.
Waalaikumsalam.
All right, have a
Take
good
care, everybody.
weekend.
Sending love and light to all of you. Mwah.
All
All right,
right.
bye.
Okay, wow. Okay, sumpah I kalah, Melvin. Sumpah I kalah dengan dia punya semangat. Seriously, I think I definitely met my match here. But nevertheless, it has been definitely very inspirational and very heartwarming to hear what Datin Nora had to go through when she was a child, and how she actually managed to make it a mission of herself to make herself, not just herself, her community around her better as well. All right, we've come to the end of the show. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us on today's special edition of ACTnow Hot Issue Once for Lunch. Hope you guys felt that it is inspirational to you as well. Final words from you, Melvin?
Yes, I think we should have more guests giving motivation talk because we love to boost our life. And
Yep.
well, coming Monday we have another guest. Do not miss our YB Sahari Monday show. It's coming from the north. Our guest coming from the north all the way. So have a good weekend, everyone. Stay safe.
Yeah. Have a good weekend, guys. Me Adlan here and Melvin
Right.
Lam signing out. See you guys back on Monday. Take care. Bye.
Take care.